Writing a pandas DataFrame to CSV file. I have a DataFrame in pandas which I would like to write to a CSV file. I am doing this using and getting the following error. Is there any way to get around this easily, i.e. I have Unicode characters in my data frame? And is there a way to write to a tab delimited file instead of a CSV using, for example, a toTab method, that I don't think exists?
To delimit by a tab, you can use the sep argument of _CSV. To use a specific encoding, for example UTF-8, use the encoding argument.
When you are storing a DataFrame object into a CSV file using the to_CSV method, you probably won't be needing to store the preceding indices of each row of the DataFrame object. You can avoid that by passing a false Boolean value to index parameter. Somewhat like. So if your DataFrame object is something like the CSV file will store, instead of the case when the default value true was passed.
To write a pandas DataFrame to a CSV file, you will need DataFrame.to_CSV. This function offers many arguments with reasonable defaults that you will more often than not need to override to suit your specific use case. For example, you might want to use a different separator, change the datetime format, or drop the index when writing. To_CSV is arguments you can pass to address these requirements. Here's a table listing some common scenarios of writing to CSV files and the corresponding arguments you can use for them. Footnotes. The default separator is assumed to be a comma. Don't change this unless you know you need to dot by default. The index of df is written as the first column. If your DataFrame does not have an index, the df.index is the default range index, then you will want to set index equals false when writing. To explain this in a different way, if your data does have an index, you can, and should, use index equals true or just leave it out completely, as the default is true. It would be wise to set this parameter if you are writing string data so that other applications know how to read your data. This will also avoid any potential unikity and code errors you might encounter while saving. Compression is recommended if you are writing large data frames, greater than 100k rows, to disk, as it will result in much smaller output files. Although it will mean the write time will increase, and consequently, there are times since the file will need to be decompressed.
Example of export in file with full path on Windows and in case your file has headers. For example, if you want to store the file in same directory where your script is, with UTF-8 encoding and tab as separator.
If you want to see more, please consider subscribing.